From the information center of First Coast News, this is First Coast News at 6.
Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind.
A new frontrunner emerges out of the South Carolina primary as the campaign trail moves to the Sunshine State.
Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami.
Now a dead heat in the polls. And tonight, the national spotlight on the First Coast for the debate that could decide it all.
It's a big night. Good evening, everybody. Right now, just 2 hours from the Jacksonville UNF presidential debate. We are digging into the major bill behind the debate and the road ahead for the candidates this evening. But first, Donna Deegan and Shannon Ogden live at UNF on this beautiful evening. Hi, guys.
Hi, Jeannie.
Good
It is
evening,
beautiful.
Jeannie, good evening, everyone. Yeah, it is a beautiful night, and if you love politics or are at all interested in the future of Florida, all the attention should be and is right here in Jacksonville, Florida. A big night. All four remaining candidates are here. Newt Gingrich among them. I spoke with him, and I'll have that exclusive interview coming up in just a few minutes.
But first, we're going to talk a little bit about Mitt Romney, who actually came in last night. Romney was staying at the Omni. We've had some fun with that today. But he actually appeared earlier today at Paramount Printing. We asked to do a one-on-one with him as well, but did not get any sort of response from his team on that. Our NBC affiliate in Miami did have a one-on-one discussion with him, however, and he addressed why he believes he would be a better leader for Florida than Newt Gingrich.
And in Florida, I need to convince people here that they need to choose as their nominee an individual who's a proven leader. Speaker Gingrich was the leader of the House several years ago, a number of years ago, 1994. And at the end of 4 years, his approval rating had dropped to 18%. He had to pay an ethics fine. He was voted to be reprimanded by his own Republican members, by 88% of them. We lost in an historic way in the election that he oversaw in the House. It was a very unfortunate time.
All right, there we are. That's Mitt Romney. As I said, Newt Gingrich also is here. And at the University Center, just about a mile from here on campus, I sat down with Mr. Gingrich, talked to him about the conservatives just piling on to him today. But also, we started off with what a Gingrich presidency would mean for the First Coast.
There still seems to be a hiccup about getting final approval of having the next nuclear carrier based here in Jacksonville. Do you think that's a good idea to separate the cluster that's now currently up in the Virginia area?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, it's not a topic I've studied, and I'm not. I would want to rely on the Navy, and I want to see what the Navy thinks the trade-offs are.
Very good. The Quinnipiac poll this morning shows among Florida Republican voters, you do the worst in a theoretical matchup with President Obama. So I want to ask, what don't voters know about you yet that you would like for them to know? What's the thing that you think, well, if they only knew this, then yeah, I'm their guy, everybody would agree?
Oh, I think that every time we have a chance to go out and do debates and people see me, they don't see the news media version or the Romney attack ad version, but they see me, we gain ground very rapidly. And before Christmas, I was leading in the national polls by some 15 points. And then we ran into an attack machine in Iowa. We gradually regained our ground. And I think that it was a very simple question. Who do you think would best debate Barack Obama in September and October? Most Republicans think I would. Well, if you think you're going to be up against $1 billion attack machine, don't you think you better have somebody who can win the debates? And I think that's probably the key question, is having the knowledge, having a solid conservative background, and being prepared to actually win the debates.
Speaking of conservatives, I don't know what happened in the last 24 hours, but a lot of conservatives started dumping on you. I don't know where that came from.
It's an orchestrated Romney attack. I mean, if you just go back, and I mean, you don't suddenly have 15 people all with the same message.
Right. You've got Ann Coulter, Tom DeLay, and Elliot Abrams, basically with one version of.
Sure, which means it's one more orchestrated falsehood by Romney.
Well, I always think that when there are these battles in primary seasons, where obviously you have two people emerge as the favorites overall, that why not just jam them together and everybody wins?
Well, it depends on whether or not you're compatible in values and whether or not Governor Romney's a liberal. You look at everything he did in Massachusetts. He governed. He was pro-abortion, pro-gun control, pro-tax increase, pro-gay rights. I'm not. I'm a very serious conservative. I'd be much more likely to look at a solid conservative from a swing state, like say Florida, than I would be to look at Governor Romney.
And if you missed any of the coverage we were talking about there, about the liberals really taking him to task today, this gives you an idea of what we're talking about. Ann Coulter's column today, the headline was "Re-elect Obama, vote for Newt." So that is who is coming out against Gingrich today.
Yeah, all of his fellow very conservative Republicans coming out and really lambasting him today. As we've discussed, this really has become a two-man race, at least here in the state of Florida. But we want to talk a little bit about what the other candidates were up to today. Rick Santorum spent the day, part of it anyway, in Tallahassee at a Christian Family Coalition breakfast and said America has become divided and struggled with more economic problems because society has gotten away from those values. In the meantime, Ron Paul says he will be here for the debate, obviously. Interesting tidbit here, though. He says he is getting closer to his goal of raising $250,000 to end the TSA. He's frustrated after his son, as you may remember, got stopped by the TSA and had a very public
forced into a pat down he did not want.
Pat down with the TSA in Nashville and set off a machine there, and so that's become the new thing for Ron Paul.
I've got a great idea. Everybody is here out on campus, and among them is our Roger Weeder. Raj, what are you up to this hour?
Well, the biggest expense to the University of North Florida was the rental of the Lazar Performance Hall, and I'm told that cost the university $13,000. But the way that worked, I'm told, is that the university has a donation fund to handle events that are of student and community interest. There you see people starting to file into the Performance Hall for tonight's debate. Hundreds of people in line here to get inside. Now, late this afternoon, we got a chance to go inside to see the platform for tonight's Republican debate. There you see the stage, very bright colors. It's going to be televised by CNN. Now, the university says what's happening here at the Lazar Performance Hall, the debate, is something that's going to give the university both national and international attention. And the school says what they get out of it is something they really could not afford to buy.
And that fund is actually donations to the university. So this is not being paid for by tuition. It's not being paid for by tax dollars. And it's really a great deal because the University of North Florida couldn't pay for the kind of advertising that we have already gotten and will continue to get because CNN is going to continue to broadcast on our campus through Friday night.
Now, the university really had three conditions placed on this debate. One is that the debate would not interfere with academic activities going on here at the University of North Florida. Another condition placed on CNN, for example, is that there would be constant reference that this Republican debate tonight would be addressed as happening at the University of North Florida at Jacksonville. And the third condition is that there would be minimal cost to the university. Anything beyond the ordinary cost or expenses that the university would have would be picked up by CNN. So we're talking about extra security, people working on stage. So the university says really its only true expense here, it was the rental of the hall for the debate that will happen here tonight starting at 8 o'clock. Reporting live from the University of North Florida, Roger Weeder, First Coast News.
And it would be nice if the weather would hold. Right now, we are watching storms moving toward our area, Lewis.
Yeah, Jan, it looks like it's going to hold out through the debate this evening. We're watching this line of showers and storms. Tornado watch is issued well to our west. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to time out hour by hour just when these showers and potential thunderstorms will make their way to the First Coast. Jenny?
So what's next in the race for the White House? Well, here's a look we prepared for you at the road ahead. After Florida, the candidates head west to Nevada. They caucus on February 4th. Romney could have two advantages there, a very large population of Mormons and the foreclosure crisis. Nevada was hit as hard as Florida, and many voters could blame Gingrich for his ties to Freddie Mac. From there, they go to Maine. That caucus lasts a week. Romney is expected to do well there because it's New England, his home territory. Then back across to Colorado. Moderates and Mormons may be the deciding factor there. That same day, February 7th, Minnesota votes. Again, another state with a big group of moderate Republicans. The campaign slows down for the next couple of weeks, but at the end of February, Michigan weighs in. And remember, Romney's father was governor there for 2 terms in the 1960s. Also, February 28th, very conservative Arizona votes, and that weekend, Washington State votes. Moderate Republicans to the west around Seattle, conservative Republicans to the east around Spokane. Then, Super Tuesday, 10 states voting there, and that includes Georgia. Now, for the debate tonight in Jacksonville, the first spot considered was the Times Union Center downtown, and that would have put downtown Jacksonville in the national spotlight. But there was a conflict. Popular comedian Ron White was already booked. In kind of an odd coincidence, we hear both Romney and White stayed at the same hotel across the street. But Michael Lyons explains more.
Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney arrived at the Omni Hotel downtown around noon today.
Well, I can tell you who is especially proud of Jacksonville tonight, and that is our mayor. You know, we've been telling everyone, and I know John Delaney has too, we have this weather every single day.
Every day of the year, 365.
365. I'm excited. We have great weather, great city. And you know, this should allow maybe 5 to 10 companies to relocate to Jacksonville, bring their companies, their jobs right here.
Now, that is funny. Obviously, there are things going on downtown. We just saw this piece about the comedian being downtown. Now, that kept this debate from being downtown, correct?
Correct. Oh, I was so disappointed. I really wanted this to be downtown, showcase downtown. But you know what? God is good. We're right here at UNF campus, beautiful campus, showcase our institution, great part of the city. So, you know, I just want them to spend some money.
Well, listen, it's never a bad idea to show people a wonderful university in your city that people can come and attend.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I tell you, they are fortunate to be in our city. The world is going to be watching, people from all over the country here, enjoying the weather, looking at, a lot of them went downtown, so I'm very, very happy
about that. Not a bad thing. And you'll be among them in the hall tonight?
I will be at the debate.
Okay, so you'll let us know who won as soon as it's over, right?
Jacksonville is going to be the winner
I
tonight.
think you're right. Jacksonville is the safe bet. All right, Mayor, always good to see you.
And a very smart answer, by the way.
Genius answer.
Genius.
Hey, they don't hand these mayor jobs to just anybody.
They don't.
All right, Jeannie, back
talk.
to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, the debate tonight from 8 to 10, then from 10 to 11:30 right here on First Coast News. The focus is going to be on you. We're bringing in a group of undecided voters to find out what they like, what they don't like, and how the debate sways their opinions. Also, one of our First Coast News team members has a ticket to be inside the debate. He's very excited. He keeps calling it his golden ticket. He's going to give us his unique reaction as soon as the debate is over this evening. All this tonight starting at 10 on NBC 12. At continuing coverage of the debate, change in tone, our reporter who's been traveling with the candidates all along this week explains the major shift in strategy we could see tonight.
I'm Dan Hicken in Bradford High School down in Stark. It's our game of the week. JV warming up, the main event coming up a little bit later. We'll have a live report coming up at sports.
All right, we're back live at UNF. We're 2 hours away from tonight's big debate. Everybody's going to be watching Jacksonville tonight.
And of course, everyone knows, as is usual, Florida becomes the pivotal state in all of this. Our lawmakers have positioned us in such a way that really this truly could determine where the race goes.
Absolutely. Caitlin Ross is back from her travels and travails and joins us live now to talk about what to look for, what we should expect tonight in the debate. Kate?
Well, here's what you should expect. People laying a few more blows on each other than they have been in the past. When we were talking about the debate in Tampa, it was much more laid back, much more civil, if you will. Tonight, they're hoping to get a little bit more excited and have candidates really go at each other directly. What we've been seeing lately is that they're really talking about President Obama. Each candidate is trying to position themselves as the leader, and so they don't want to reference the other GOP candidates. They want to talk about each other. So hopefully we'll see some of that, and of course we'll bring live coverage throughout the night. Reporting live at UNF, Caitlin Ross,
Now,
First Coast News.
First Coast News Live.